I had treated a Cardinal water issue. Mike, Chris and I were down there last week and reviewed the existing drainage and discussed installing an intake in that curve on the southwest corner of that intersection. And when we got done, we talked about that, some of that stuff with Bob. So he's aware of what we're trying to do there, and he seemed to be okay with that. One thing we're going to try to do yet this week, in fact, is that existing grate that's there. We're planning on raising that 5 inches so there's an opening under the grate so the water should get under it instead of bending over the top. And then we're going to sort of reshape that whole corner there so it's got better flow into that existing intake. And then the new one we're talking about putting is going to be back, maybe 10 foot west of the stop sign, somewhere in there. And then there's supposed to be a 10-inch tile line on the south side of the road right there that the guy that lives right there came out and told us that the county supposedly blocked it off when they paved that road going south. And I don't know whatever happened to it or where it went, but
why would they have blocked it?
I don't know whether it was the guy that lives there. What's his name? Odin. He claims that the county was mad at him when they paved that road, and I don't know what about, but he claimed that they blocked it off. So I don't know if it somehow got smashed during construction. They didn't know it got smashed.
But you know, on the other hand, it's blocked off. Pressure just push up.
And he said there was water. You know, when it rained, you get water
Comes out of his lawn.
Well, no, it's got to come up the joints of the pavement.
Oh.
And so,
well, you know, I think I've heard that before. No.
And so I don't know what they've done in the past. I assume they must have went back and maybe did something to try to fix that. But
why wouldn't that blow the road?
Well,
I mean, you think over time, well, at some point it gets to work and get away.
Yeah, somehow
there's a big pipe under the road too.
But whether it's just restricted, I don't know. But when they were doing their investigation on what's coming in to the tile line going across the north side, Mike had called up the one, and I think Chris had been in it too, but they didn't find any 10-inch line from the west on the south side, so we don't know if it goes under or over the other line. We just thought if it was in that area, we would just try to bring it into that intake, and then we'll put a new line from the intake over into that 24. Look it all together. But Mike's going to have to do some digging down there in the corner, sort of figure out what's there, and then we're trying to work with Lakeview Concrete to maybe get some precast intake that we can set down in there with the right holes at the right locations. So
they can custom make something for you?
Yeah. They just use the standard form. They just put the blockout holes in the, hopefully the right places.
It's called Hancock pipe. It's not called Lakeview Concrete.
Oh, really?
Changed the name. New owners or just name? It's got the same owners, it's just different.
So they've always been tied in with one facility too, haven't they?
I think it's in Minnesota. Yeah, the family, they own 3 plants in Minnesota too.
Oh, good.
So, kind of within the family, they own 5 plants. They can bid on some pretty big jobs. They have 5 plants, make a big pipe.
Anyway, hopefully that, next week we'll, I don't know how long it'll take us to we're still trying to figure out what we want to use for an intake. We looked at a few. I think what Lakeview was suggesting was just a flat grate, but I want to get a grate or an intake that's got a throat on the back side that's fairly open to that water. You see a lot of cities that use them. We might have to go to something like Brown Supply or something like that, supply city intakes.
If you can get a bunch of that corral from the west, it'll help like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to put the intake in, well, we haven't truly decided yet whether we're going to put it in the curve or whether we're going to set it perpendicular to the curve. So sets in the gutter. I guess the only concern with that is that if somebody's, say on a bicycle or something, running parallel to the curb, they would hit that, you know, could be right angles to it, so.
But you have to stop it from the west. It has to get in from the west or we're engaging.
Right. But if we put it in far enough west and then just beyond the intake, I guess what we're looking at doing is building a sort of a speed bump, a hump there that's as high as the intake so that, you know, the water, we can't really just put a curb or a dam there. We want to leave it so that if somebody is coming down the road, that, you know, they go up and over, but again, it's high enough to help hold the water going back into the intake.
However you can get it engineered, because it, I mean, it's just shoot, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, anyway, that's all.
Any other business? Not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Also,
We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.